Check.
Thanks for doing this, man.
Sure, no
I was
problem.
really excited to do this with you, actually.
Yeah,
It's
me too.
it's almost a shame um, how good. How do I say this in a nice way? You're much better at English than those around you.
Yeah.
I don't mean this as an insult. I mean
No,
it's just
that's
because
pretty
it
obvious.
is what
Yeah.
it is.
You know, like,
But I would love to. I just think that your group in general is a very very nice group. I think it's
Uh,
hard to find that.
I appreciate it a lot. I think it's like a lot of like good energy and like a positive cycle.
Mhm.
So like good feeding into good,
Yeah.
but like also just like a lot of acceptance. I think that there's really a lot of trust and acceptance like towards each other.
Mm.
So like yeah, like I know like maybe like if you did something, I know that it's okay. Like it can like we
There's
can
tolerance.
move on. Yeah, exactly. There's tolerance for sure, but there's also like trust and mutual respect
Yeah.
that brings for like a homogeneous group.
I think like for me, seeing something like this, it actually helps me in my personal growth, me in my maturing. And I didn't even realize it was something I needed, but just realizing because I feel like I'm good at the one-on-one relationships, but group relationships are very complex, you know. Um, but I don't know, seeing how everyone just like meshes and that tolerance, and yeah, just like everyone's just trying to bring positivity to each other, and just seeing that, I don't know, I think it's a tool.
Yeah.
It's something that I'm picking up, and it's cool because like I have to think back like literally less than a week ago, before I met you, and I don't know. I guess I'll just talk about a couple thoughts in my mind. I find it so interesting. Like I've been more traveling now. Like the longer I get into this trip, the more I feel like I'm like traveling the way I want to, which
Yeah.
was made friends with you guys and then came here to Genova when I would not have came here, and
Yeah.
I don't know, just trusting that. I don't know how to explain it, but it was sort of this idea that I was thinking about a lot at the beginning of my trip, which was where I was by myself for 6 weeks. All right, and comparing that, like where I was at, and having to sit with myself and deal with shit, and then just be like, I don't know. I realized I'm like, it's patience. It's patience. Like something was planted in me. Like I'm gracious enough that it was planted in me. Just a little bit of patience. A little bit of patience. And I continue to apply that, and it's literally the most beautiful thing that I see in myself. Like I don't know how to describe it, but I love just from implementing that one thing. I love the person that it's changing me into. Like, not that it's changing me, but it's
Yeah.
the way that I act, the way that I feel, everything else. Just having like a little bit of patience for stuff. And then, because here's what I noticed, it's all about like finding the right time for things. Like, I don't know how to, it's not explainable because I don't even understand it.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew that I was going to find you guys before I found you guys. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I
Like,
think so.
I knew, I don't know, like my friends had to leave and I'm like, fuck, it's like, damn it, like you're losing something, fuck. And then it's
But
like,
you know that there's space now for something else.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing too. It's this balance between comfort and discomfort. We want to be with each other. We want to hang out with people because it's uncomfortable to be alone.
Yeah, it's the human nature.
But when you're put in that discomfort of being alone, it teaches you how to reach out and teaches you how to connect with others. And that's how you make that skill. So you need both. And then you appreciate it, because like, being by yourself, it's like you're there, and then you can appreciate being with someone else.
Yeah.
And then it's the same thing, but like, I don't know, just being thrown into that, like, you got to figure it out. And every time
like tough shit, you're on your own,
Yeah, and for me, again, right now I'm just like getting off what's on my mind. It's so nice to find myself back in the same spot, but with an improved mindset. And then with that, having more tools, having more social skills, and just being able to like talk to people, and then make new friends. And then all of a sudden, it's comfortable again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the cycle will continue because you have to leave today, unfortunately. But I don't know, man. Like,
And I find myself in your boat, in your shoes, you know, being somewhere that I've never been to in my life, in a country that I don't know the language of, and like meeting and like not being forced, but like having the will to just meet new people and like bring myself out of my comfort zone to potentially discover a new one, you know?
yeah,
Like breaking out of your older shell to grow as a person, like
Yeah.
grow, like exactly that, like exactly how like how
snake,
no, I was thinking like a mollusco.
a mollusco. I don't
yeah,
even know what that is.
It's like seafood, like you know, like shell life. So like you have to shed your old crustaceans.
Yeah, yeah,
like
like a
crustaceans.
crab or something. I don't know what
like
animals
crab.
do that.
I don't know. Yeah,
I need to
like,
study sea biology to help you with this metaphor.
Yeah, like I don't know, like a lobster. Like,
Yeah.
lobsters only die because of like shedding, but like they can grow like infinitely, basically. And that also I think is the human spirit. It can grow infinitely, but you have to break out of your old one.
Yeah.
So if you just stay in your balance or like in your comfort zone, you will never like grow into a bigger one or a different one.
Yeah.
So that's the whole point.
Yeah, and I feel like we all know, or at least I'll speak for myself. I feel like I know what to do, even when I don't know what to do. I have no idea what to do. For example, I've no idea what I'm doing after Genova. You know what I mean? Like I know I don't know what to do, but I think like my body knows what to do. Like I think deeper. Like I know what to do.
You know that there is something to do. You know that there is something that will like there. You know that there is a path. There's more than one path, maybe. Yeah.
And yeah, I guess for me it's.
Buongiorno.
Mi dispiace se faccio due foto.
No, no.
Sì, tutto bene. Tutto
No,
bene.
no, certo. Anzi, si figuri. Buongiorno.
Yeah, but just I don't know, getting. I don't know. Remember exactly where I was, but. I don't know. I feel just being comfortable in that 0 point or that level point is so nice, and then I find myself in situations like hanging out with you guys where I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like I've gone anywhere, you know. It doesn't feel like I've gone anywhere, and that I think is the beautiful thing about traveling. You don't feel like you're going anywhere. Like you see new things. You meet new people, but I think the right way to travel, the way for me that feels good to travel, is I feel right where I'm supposed to be. You know, it's just I had to move my body to be in the center. Like I don't know if that makes sense, and
Yeah, like to put yourself in the space where you feel
yeah,
that way.
yeah, and I don't know, man. Like I want to explore more of Genova, and that is a tough thing because I have an in. You know, to places like this, and like you guys can show me cool stuff. But at the same time, like if I was here, you know, by myself, I would be just walking around randomly and doing different stuff. So it was like today I had to like figure out the route, and like I knew the route because I'd walked it a bunch of times. But like I had to figure out the route from here to the house, and this city's like a fucking maze. It's awesome, I love it, but like. Just little stuff like that, and then like that sinks in versus like doing it with others. You can kind of like lean on others a little bit, and it's more fun. You can enjoy yourself, but then when you do it yourself, you're like, all right, it's game on. We gotta go.
Yeah, I got to roll up your sleeves.
Yeah.
Like I feel also like I want to go back a little bit, like on the group dynamic of like it is a very comfortable group. You know, it is. I think it's very easy to find like yourself at ease or at home. But I think that can be also very limiting. Like I'm sorry to say, like I'm not sorry to say, but sometimes I feel that it is very easy. Buona giornata. But I find it very easy to just stay in that comfort instead of trying to change or grow, or
Yeah.
because it's just the easier thing to do.
Yep.
It is really easy to have acceptance for oneself instead of having the energy to change the things that you don't like. It is much easier to accept them.
It's easier, but here's a model that I've been playing around with, because what I like to say is frictionless, and I think easy and frictionless are different. Okay, you're right. It's easy to like just get set into a modality, get set into like a habit, a way of doing things, and to just do it again day after day, after day after day after day after day. But I think what'll happen is, for me, because I've been there, I know what that is. For me, I get this internal resistance,
Yeah.
this internal urge for something more. This sort of like, I don't know if it's not like a sense of incompleteness, but like a sense that something's missing. Something's missing in what I'm doing.
Yeah, I have to
And
change
that,
something.
and that feeling grows until it brings me energy,
Yeah.
you know? So I think our bodies, I don't know what it is that has this natural cycle. Like we have this
Yeah, I find
natural-
that as well. Like it is a very cyclical thing. I mean, like there are periods where I like, maybe the actions don't change as much, but the feelings around them do. So like there are maybe periods where I find myself to find it okay to maybe just relax and just don't have like without any repercussions if I don't do anything. And there are other periods where just by not doing anything or just by like hanging out, I find like out of pressure because I know that I could be doing a lot more or a lot
Yeah.
doing something else or something more resilient, something that leaves a bit more of a mark instead of just falling into like the routine and like the yeah.
Yeah. I think it balances out. It balances out. But like that is the key. I think it's wanting to, or maybe this is just something we share, maybe this isn't everyone, but like I have that too, an urge to make a mark, to say something, to make something.
Especially about myself, especially like on myself, because like it's just like the choices that you make with the opportunities and the time that you have. That is like the only thing, and like it's not about the responsibilities you have. It's just about the self-conscious that you have about what you're doing and what you want to do.
Yeah. So like, but for you specifically, do you think there's an art form? Like what method for you? Because like I have this method. This is a very simple method. I feel like sometimes I'm somewhat decent at conversation, and I think that's what really made me want to do this. I like listening to myself. All right, fair enough. I like listening to myself. Whatever. That's an ego thing. I can admit it. But this is a very, very simple art form because it doesn't require much. I mean, you have to set it up, and then the biggest hurdle is getting over the fact that it's here.
Yeah.
Once you can get over the fact that this is here and we can just connect as we have been connecting, then that's exactly what it needs to be, you know? But I like writing as well because then that's this, but a little bit more precise. With writing, I like to be very precise with my words and to see how I can like make a puzzle. Like words are a puzzle. And I do the same thing with my speech, but there's more of a journey as I get to what I want to say. Like within a podcast, I might say like a couple sentences that I would like write out or something like that. You know, like it's little things like that. And I don't know, I'd like to document more stuff with film. Like I'd like to like, I don't know, talk to more people here. Like I want to use the word investigate, but I feel like the word investigate has a very negative connotation, of course, with like police. That's not what I want to do. I want to bring out the light of a place. I think when you don't know about a place, you know, it's like, oh, like those kids, they took over that like old church. Like, what are they doing over there? Like, oh, like you don't know like that there's like a community here and like people are connecting and this is a place where people can feel safe and relax and like, you know, like it's a safe third space, which is what we need as humans, where we can connect, you know. And when you know that, when you discover that, then I think places like this will be more accepted. You know,
Yeah,
I think it's the darkness, the unknown. That's
obviously.
that's what makes people afraid, and they want to repress it and put it in a cage. And this is bad. But
But
once you know what's going on, it's okay. You know.
Yeah, but it's also like something because it isn't accountable, you know? It's something that is just human and it cannot be achieved or like shown by numbers. It cannot be mitigated to something else. It just is what it is. And I think that is pretty scary. But also the fact that is completely like not only unrestricted, but like unattached to any of like the financial excuse me
You're fine.
To like the financial burden and the pressure of always having to like if you consume something it means that you have to like pay someone, you know, like if you consume your time by spending it in a space you're accustomed to
Have to buy a drink.
Yeah, exactly. Like that thing. But yeah, I guess like on a broader scale.
Yeah, and that's the problem. That's where it gets trickier because these entities own, like Italy owns this land, and then Genova owns this land. You know, so it's like, and they're like,
And then
well,
like
we want you to pay taxes for this land because we own this land. We protect you from people wanting to come in and, you know, disrupt this. Like, we keep this place peaceful, so we need a fee for that. And then also
and
you have to pay for water, you have to get this, you have to food and everything else.
yeah, I think it's like extraordinary because it also completely like unwinds that whole circle of owning, you know, because when you first come here, like you think, oh, okay, this like isn't of like you maybe think, oh, it's this place is like owned by the collective, or maybe that it's like that you're just a traveler or like someone who's passing by, but every single person who passes here is a contributor to the well-being of this place. So like you also have to find a little bit of responsibility and self-care, especially. Like I think it's
responsibility.
exactly. It's not only responsibility, but it's a lot of self-care and like caring about your environment for yourself and the people that are around you. So that is pretty hard without the monetary, I guess, fixation that you have, because like no one would like go into like a bar and like piss on the floor, you know.
Yeah, but
like when you're up to your own, you can, and that is something that you can choose, you know. If there's a lemon tree, you can go piss in it, and it will go, and it will make it, and it will grow, you know. Like
Yeah.
it's beneficial for them, but you
Yeah.
have to. But the whole thing is that you have to have your own.
you have to have consciousness.
Exactly, you have to have consciousness of yourself and the space that you have around you, because you can leave it better than you found it. But the whole thing is, you have to, like, you should, morally, but no one's here to enforce it. That's the thing. No one is here to judge you or enforce anything. While if you're anywhere else, I guess you do feel underneath someone or something or some pressure. Like if you go inside, like universities here in Italy, they are public, and I have actually like been to a lot of university lectures, not a lot, but a couple. So I've been like to a lot of university lectures, but also like just been around university buildings, and it's a different feeling, because you do feel like there was much more pressure instead of responsibility, which is a completely different thing. And I think that pressure can be like a good social controller, but self-regulation is more important.
Yeah. I think the hard part is retraining ourselves in our motivation.
Yeah.
Because in that system, in a system of pressure, our motivation is fear-based,
Yeah,
right? If you don't do this, it'll be a problem, and then like someone will yell at you, or like someone will tell you this, or like you'll have
Exactly.
these restrictions, or like you won't be able to do this or that. So it's
Instead
based
of-
out of fear.
Yeah, instead of trying to grow and like, I know I want to do this because it will just be good for me and for the place.
And I think it's hard. That's the hard part about having a place like this, is because when you're used to having a fear-based mindset, then a place like this can easily be trashed. It's like what I was
Yeah.
talking about earlier, like people stealing stuff, but that goes down to like, people like breaking shit, or like,
But
like
also, like,
disrupting
it
the
can be
space.
it can be also much simpler, just like not having just having absence of mind. You come here, you buy your drinks somewhere else, you have your plastic cups, you have your plastic cans, and then you don't have since there is no what to enforce what you want, like what to do. Like if you have an absent-minded approach, you can easily just not take care of yourself and the space, and someone else will have to pick up for it. But no one's paid to do anything here. No one has to do anything here. So like, if you see something and you would like it to change, the nice thing is you can just go ahead and change it. So like, if you don't like, it's not about that. It's not about changing. It's about maintaining. So like,
But improving as well, right? Because
Yeah.
I think that's the nice thing about a space like this, is it's like, oh, it would be cool if maybe we cleared this out and put a tree here, and maybe like, what if we put a bench there, or like did this or that, and then we could go and do it, and then if it was better, then everyone would just appreciate that it's better. But
also just simple routine things like sweeping. I mean, like, no one wants to sweep, but if you have like enough, like,
is it energy or is it awareness?
I think it's awareness, but also energy, because sometimes you can have the awareness of it, but like not have the energy, and so like you have then like guilt or like something like that.
But I don't know. I feel like that awareness gives you energy, and
It should.
And that goes back to, I think, flipping this dichotomy of operating within a fear-based system of, I have to do this because of this pressure, to then you're in a place with no pressure, and then people can just let off that pressure by like forgetting to sweep or whatever else, and it's hard. But I think if there's more of this space, and I think if there's more space to breathe and be a little bit more conscious, then I think we all will be better. We will want to take care of our space.
And
You know.
ourselves, because taking care of your space around you is a form of self-care.
Yes, yes. The space around you is a bigger you.
Yeah, it
Our
can be a
body,
reflection.
right? It's just like our body is like a tool. It's like an avatar that we have in this. I mean that's how it feels to me. I guess some other people would feel different, but it's like an avatar, and we can, destroy it, or we can take care of it, and the same is with the space around us. Or we can be dirty, we can keep ourselves dirty, or we can keep ourselves clean and put energy into ourselves. And that was actually something that I noticed last time I was tripping, like just looking at how everyone dressed, you know what I mean? And just seeing like the energy, like, and just like, like the little bit of effort, and just like seeing like how everyone like had their energy, but it's where you put it, like, I don't know, by
People.
by giving more energy, and like just little small things. Like I was noticing like Mary's like little hair thing, like one on one side and one on the other, and I was looking at that, and like, I think usually, like, or maybe me in the past would be like, oh, that looks trashy, that looks very cheap, that looks, whatever. But I'm looking at it, and like, it didn't matter, like, that, like, what she put in her hair, it could have been picked up off the ground. Not that it was, but I'm just saying, it wasn't what it was. It was how I could tell that she took something, like looked at it, cared about it, and then like, like put it somewhere. And that's what gives it value. Not what it is. It's the fact that you take something, appreciate it, see something in it that maybe someone else wouldn't see and would just pass over it. And by you seeing it, you sort of like, I don't know if infuse is the right word, but like, there's this energy that is
Connected to
created,
it, yeah.
and then I don't know, and that's not just for stuff we put on us. Obviously, that's with our space around us, and I think that's the biggest difference is when you see something and you put care into it, especially with the clean space, because you're right. It's much more fun. It's much more, or I guess this is what I'm thinking. It's much more fun. It's much more creative to like change something and like build something or like like create something, right? We have less of that with cleaning, but it's just as important, and it's overlooked because it's so simple. And I was talking to someone, Chris, actually, and like this my host in Calabria at this farm, and he's like, name one good one famous cleaner, right? All these other things, you know, we know these famous race car drivers or skiers or fucking gardeners or whatever the fuck, chefs, but no good cleaner because it's not acclaimed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a simple thing we all have to do. But some people put it below them. But I think one of the most important things we can do is just put a simple energy into keeping a space clean, and then that is felt, that is resonant, and. Yeah, but I think that's cool though, because I didn't realize, I sort of had the mentality coming here like, yeah, like this is like its place, I'm going to go visit it, not that as I come here, I become it, you know, and I think that's such a wonderful thing, like that keeps a place alive. That's how a place has life. It's not tied to like a corporation or something like that. It's real. But I wonder, like, again, then we live in this very practical, paperwork-filled world, and so. But I wonder, like, what do you think Colinetta faces some challenges in the future, especially after what happened with Borrida being shut down?
Yeah, so like others like occupied spaces run a little differently because maybe they're all open and it is like no one's paid to be there or shit like that. But like there is a dynamic of power, which is we the people who live here or we the people who like have a collective here like run the place, and you can visit it, you can like do what you want here, but it's not yours, you know. Whilst like it's difficult to get across that here everyone who passes it is owner and is part of it. Yeah. Shortness of breath thing is fucking with me really hard.
You have a shortness of breath?
Yeah, because of this like bronchitis thing, I guess. I don't know if it's bronchitis, it's just like I'm coughing up a lot.
When you take a breath, like, here, wait, first sit up straight.
Yeah. It's fucking hard, dude. Don't say it if it was easy, bro.
What's that?
It's hard, bro. Sit up straight, yeah. Bro, I have to put my mind into it.
No, you gotta put your mind into it. But if you sit up straight, it helps. And then I think about like breathing into your stomach, like through your nose. Filling up, like put your hands on your stomach and see if you can, you don't have to like
I'm
close
too hot.
off, just like. Come ti senti?
Weird.
See?
Yeah. Find it very heavy on like the breathing. Maybe I could like take a asthma pump.
Do you have one?
Yeah, I have one, but like also yesterday I was feeling kind of like this. Plus like it does make you like clear a little better, like breathe more openly because like that's
asthma pump?
Yeah, like that's what it does. It relaxes all of your like vessels and muscles here.
Does smoking agitate it?
Yeah, and I think it agitates it. I think it for sure doesn't make it better. I think it's just like a condition.
Okay.
Like not a chronic condition. I mean, like
It just makes it harder to heal.
Yeah, for
it's just
sure,
like, yeah,
for sure.
no, I know it's just.
I don't think it's like a cause of it, for sure. But yeah.
That sucks, man. Wait, how long have you had it?
No, it's just a couple of days.
Okay.
Well, like it started was like when I met you because like I was like coming back from the trip and I was like kind of getting sick. It's weird also because like the asthma pump, like yeah, it will like open me up a bit, but it will like increase the shit out of my heart rate, and like it's weird. Plus like it's like you should use it for an attack. Oh, you don't have to use it. That's the thing. Like, I haven't used it in years. That's the thing. So maybe I'm.
Well, do you like when you breathe like do you feel like you're getting a full breath?
No. That's like shortness of breath.
So just no, I know. So just take a couple minutes and just like take some.
No, I
deep
know. Like
breaths.
hoping like something that helps me really a lot is yawning because it gets a lot of oxygen inside of you. So like that is usually my way of just going through it.
Mm. I guess I was just trying to say maybe like longer breaths if you can, because even if you can't get it in as fast, you can get it in slower and just like feel it fill up. Yeah, that's an annoying feeling though.
And again, there are a lot of feelings, also like emotionally, that you can like have, that you can like that you can feel. You can feel that they're not changing you, like that, and you know that you can have some power on them, but you also know that it has an effect on you, you know, to deal with it or also to have the energy to accept it, you know. Like emotionally, like in emotional situations where you can't maybe, even if you have the energy, maybe you cannot still achieve your goal. And it is very important to try to not fixate on achieving your goal, but try to always have your balance and always try to just stare bene, you know? So to have acceptance is to open up the possibility of stare bene, even in an environment in which you thought it wasn't possible.
Yeah, because you have to put a place for that emotion. Like one of the best things that happened to me on this trip, I've said this a couple times. One of the best things that happened to me on this trip, before, so my flight was from Detroit to New York to Rome, and then from Rome to Lamezia in Calabria. And when I was in New York, I met up with my buddy. I had like a 13-hour layover. I flew into New Jersey, and then I went into New York, and then we met up. And it was cool. We actually did like this improv class, and like we were just hanging out. I made this friend actually in the Netherlands. So it was really cool to see him. And, you know, it's getting later and later, and I'm like, look, I think I can make the flight. I'm like, yeah, I can definitely make the flight. But then public transport was a lot slower. It took like an hour and a half to get there. But it was still an hour before the flight. Very tight, an hour before the flight. But the ticket office, like there was no one in line for security. I'm like, sweet. Like at first I went to the wrong terminal. I got to the right terminal. I'm like, sweet, there's no one at security. But then I see all the ticket offices are closed. And like this specific airline, fucking Norse or whatever the fuck, they closed their ticket things before the flight even went out, because it was like a later flight. It was like 1 in the morning, and I got there at like 12 or 11 or something like that. And I'm like trying to talk to people. I'm like, look, like I have my ticket, like I know the flight is there, like can you help me get through? And like I'm just like fucking getting overwhelmed and shit, like especially after like running and like,
yeah, dude,
like all this adrenaline.
Dude, please can we like change topic because I'm fucking scared shit that will happen. Also because like I'm going to do it by myself.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, doggy.
Yeah, but
You're gonna be there. But listen, here. Can I tell the story? It's not gonna happen for you. But like, again, I'm so grateful for this happening. But like, literally, and everyone was just like, like normal like airport employees, like just like tired, stressed out, like they don't want to deal with your problems. Like I get it, but at the same time, very frustrating to deal with as like a fucking person just trying to take a flight. Like I get like it's difficult because those workers are really stressed out and like they really don't give a shit. You know what I mean? And so like dealing with that, like people like put within this like big company that doesn't care about them, so like they don't care about you. You know what I mean? Just so like fucking heartless. You know what I mean? And just being like, fuck. And I like just broke down, man. Like I just fucking like broke down. Like, God fucking damn it. And like in my mind, I'm like supposed to be on this flight. I'm like, fuck. Like I just like totally broke down. Like was crying. Like just couldn't like keep it. Like I was like,
Keep it
fuck.
together.
Yeah, I was just like so. And then like a couple minutes later, I'm like, all right, I can. Like I'm like putting this. I'm like fuck. I'll. Like I'm like really wanting to get a refund. I'm like, and then I just dropped it. I'm like fuck, whatever. I'll just buy another flight in a couple days. I'll chill here for a couple days. So I ended up sleeping at the airport for like a couple hours, going out and then like enjoying my time in New York for another 2 days. But having that like sort of like it was almost like
Having
what
the energy and the impact gave you the energy to have the acceptance.
It's I guess how for me I was moving too fast. I think I was moving too fast and the universe was sort of like boop, chill it out a little bit. And it's almost like it like knocked me into my track. You know, like cuz I was like running. I was running next to a river basically. And then I got hit, and then I fell into the river, and now I'm just like floating in the river. That's what it feels like. You know, like I feel like I got hit by that, and I was able to like let shit take the pace it needed to take. And that's why I try to travel with as little planning as possible. Like I don't like to book flights, I don't like to make plans or anything like that, because usually I'm like upset by them or have to change them anyways, and then it's like a money thing. It's like I'll just try to.
No, it's weird. I find it as well. I find it extremely frustrating to like have a lot of different possibilities in front of you and having the anxiety to choose the right one. But also like having set one and being scared that it is not the one that you want in this moment, you know? So like the fear of not having the possibility to go back and change your route, I guess, is the thing that is holding you back most from just changing your route. And like I'm feeling that really a lot in this moment, because like I do not have a lot of control, but I need to be focused enough to just like do it, I guess.
I can help you, bro. You're not gonna miss your flight. You got.
I know, but it's not about the flight. It's about the feelings that we'll have. Catching up to it.
I know. Yeah, yeah. And
because
I think
like, plus I have to just do this fucking train trip to Milan, and then like from Milan to the airport, and I'm like, I have to keep it together. I cannot.
But no, you
chill out, bro.
Right now you can chill out a little bit. You have plenty of time.
No, I know. It's not about the time. It's about the feelings that you have.
I know.
It is not about the time crunch. It's about being in the right mindset. And I'm just trying to... And just speaking about it is really putting me in a right mindset. But exactly, the allowance, you know, to let it be.
But here's the thing about the time thing. You have the time right now to not think about it.
Yeah.
Right? And being in that point of view, then you can let yourself feel that like point of relaxation. You can let yourself breathe a little bit. And when it's time to think about it, then we can think about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's all good.
Yeah.
Because everything's all good. Like, you'll figure it out. And the feeling does suck, like having to think about it and having to like go and like travel and do all this shit. And I used to really hate it, but what I realized, it's kind of like exercising, or it's kind of like cold plunging. It's a it's a weird thing to like doing, like, and I don't enjoy
Well,
it.
just to push your limits.
But it pushes your limits, and it's an exercise as well. Like it's a very good like
Training, yeah.
yeah. It's just look at it like a lesson, and for me, that's or look at it like information. Everything is here to teach us something, and for me, that is what allows. And everything is here for us to make changes. Where you were talking about like it's hard to get out of a routine. For me, what inspired me to start doing this was shit happening in my life that was like made me feel like so fucking terrible. I'm like, I'm just gonna change what I'm doing. I'm gonna use this terrible emotional feeling to change what I'm doing in my life.
Yeah.
To like as a renewal, like as a rebirth, like what you said, the fucking sea creature. What is it called in Italian? Come si dice?
Like crustacea is just every every
crustacean.
creature. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like something like that, you know, and so I don't know. For me, that gives me a lot of joy, because it just means that there's opportunity for growth in the world. Like, yeah, there's a bunch of negative shit that can happen, but you can just take that and make everything with it. That's what we make our life with, you know. So it's nothing to be scared of. It's nothing to be shy of.
Truly.
And when it happens, it sucks. And I think that's what's really important about having friends and like having a community, is because when you're down, you need people to be able to like hang on, you know, to you know, just give you a little bit of reassurance, if anything, a little bit of balance, yeah, right. And then the same, because we all have our own flows, you know. So when we're with others, they can kind of balance each other out, you know. And I don't know. It's a beautiful thing.
I
Like,
think I will take an
Oh.
asthma.
sorry.
No, I'm sorry, dude.
No, you're fine. When I say I'm sorry, I mean it sucks that you're experiencing that feeling, because that's a
Yeah, I
shitty
guess,
feeling to
but
experience.
But it's also nice to like have the acceptance to like try to be better.
Yeah,
You know?
go grab it.
Takes energy.
Go grab it.
I'm kind of too high to go back.
Too high to go back. Perché? Take a seat. Take a seat.
Can I go back? Fine.
Take a seat. Take a seat. What do you mean you're too high to come back? Talk to me.
It does put pressure on you. I don't know if I want to.
No, there's no pressure.
I know
That-
there is
that's-
no pressure. I know it is like exercising, bro. It's
Oh, so are you talking with this or with the traveling shit?
this.
Okay,
Yeah.
this. Okay.
It is a bit like exercising as well, because it's something. It's not in my comfort zone exactly, but it is
Why
something that I
not?
could get accustomed to exactly.
No.
And it's something that in this moment I'm trying to escape from.
Okay.
Truly.
So, okay, let me try to help you out a little bit. You don't have to try at all. The you that I want to talk to, that I like being around, is the you that you do doing absolutely nothing.
No, I know.
It's how you act around everyone else. You know what I mean? You don't have to do anything. You don't have to think about anything. You don't have to whatever. You're you. And if
No, I
something
get it.
comes to thought, and if you want to say it, because that's what you do always, and that's what's amazing about you, right? You don't have to, you know, put yourself into the pressure of
Exactly.
okay,
It's not
microphone.
an exterior pressure.
Yeah.
It's something from inside.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's a pressure from inside to just continue to like, move on. You know?
Più facile in italiano?
No, non sarebbe per me più facile in italiano.
Perché no?
Trovo davvero difficile, cioè, tipo, la prima cosa è che tipo mia mamma per un sacco di tempo mi ha chiesto di parlare a lei in italiano, non l'ho mai fatto. Cioè, non è- E quindi per me avviene anche molto un po' così. Cioè, dove non mi piace molto magari parlare in italiano a qualcuno che non è, con cui magari potremmo capirci sicuramente meglio se parlassi in inglese. E quindi so che ci sarebbe un livello di incomprensione, o comunque più che un livello di incomprensione c'è comunque qualcosa in più tra di noi.
Do you feel a little bit more relaxed speaking like that?
No, like maybe the flow of words is a little bit more natural,
Okay.
but I do like to challenge myself to speak in English, because it is like literally that little bit of energy that I have to put more, like, because for me it is very interchangeable, but like it is it is really a minuscule input of energy that can bring like much closer, and that can give a lot. That is the fact. Like giving to give, not to receive. Like that is what like runs this place and the energies around it.
With Colinetta.
Yeah, but also like in our friend group, I'd say giving to give, not to receive. But like anywhere in life, you know.
Same. I think that is the best mentality.
Oh, dude, please tell me someone is in the studio.
Penso che no. The studio?
Don't like you do fucking hear the instruments?
Yeah.
right?
Where's the studio? I don't
Okay.
think I've seen it.
It's on top,
Oh, that's dope.
dude.
It's nice music.
Maybe it's Frank.
It's Frank. Do you like Frank?
I love Frank.
Do you want to go?
Yeah, I would like to go.
Okay.
Excuse me.
All right, you wanna call it here and see if we'll come back to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, Frank's is Frank is in the house? Dude, I'm up.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, let's go see Frank.
I love how in Italian, French as well, you can say buon viaggio.
Because in English you have to say have a good trip. So many words. But we have like good luck, but we don't say. Well, you don't say like good trip or good voyage.
Yeah.
Imagine saying like good voyage.
Mm.
I don't think it really works.
I think it does.
Buon viaggio. Buon viaggio. Giusto. But yeah, I don't know, like, and that's something you kind of knocked me out of that yesterday, like, because I wanted to take, like, I don't know, like, I like capturing things and being able to capture things with pictures, and like, yeah, I was looking through that tube and like, I'm like, oh, this is so cool, like, I don't know, like, I was like thinking about it like cinematically, and then you're like, I don't know, you said something and I'm like, yeah.
It is like so
Doesn't matter.
restrictive because it's something that you feel, not that you can record.
But it was, yeah, exactly.
And it's weird because like recording something is just putting it into some kind of scheme, and that is a scheme of like ones and zeros that your camera reads, I guess.
Yeah. But I don't know, man.
Like formatting something.
I still like want to try so hard, and that's the problem with art. You know, is we have to reduce it down to something. You know, you build something, you paint something, you write something, you sing something, you fucking dance something, but it's restricted in some material
Yeah, exactly.
form.
You have to acknowledge that it is much more than just the creation itself, that all the energy and that's into it,
Yeah.
the thought and the emotions that are behind it. But like also another thing I wanted to talk about earlier was like how weirdly you can interact with us. You can have a wildly different experience in a city, just on which aspects on the city you encounter first or encounter more. Because like if you meet some people, you will see this type of city, and if you meet some other people of the same city, you will see another side of the city.
Yeah.
That's always like the same thing, you know.
Yeah.
You can have wildly different experiences, but it's the same thing.
But it's also not the same thing,
because it's like you said, it's about the people. A city really, like, yeah, what it's its buildings, it's its infrastructure. There's a certain feeling. Yeah, there's food there. There's this there. Maybe there's the sea. Maybe there's the mountains. Maybe there's both. Maybe there's not. Whatever. You know, a city has what it has, but it's really just a big collection of people, just a bunch of people together in one spot. And so, yeah, there's sort of like a feeling you can get walking around in a city, but at the same time, it's just where a bunch of people can get together. And so, yeah, it just totally depends on who you're with. And I think that's what really determines everything. It determines who you decide yourself to be. I don't know, I go back and forth. Is it a decision, or is it just deciding not to decide and just be yourself? Like, I don't know how to explain that.
Yeah, I guess if it's something active or passive.
But it's, yeah, but it can be both. You know, I feel, yeah. It's a decision not to make a decision to be something else. You know what I mean? But really, it's just, yeah, not making a decision to be anything else. And doing that, and then being around other people like that, determines your experience for life. And I think it's that simple. Like, how is this place? How is that place? I mean, I like certain places. I like certain mountains, or I like mountains. I like the sea. I like, you know, like I like Genova because it just has like a cool, like, between the mountains and the sea, and like I don't
I'm
know.
sorry
like,
that we didn't take any like nice hikes together, because I would have liked to show you a lot of cool, like to show you more cool places.
Hey, let's do it.
When I come back, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know next time I can be like.
Yeah, I
but
get it.
I don't know. I'm planning on moving here, so. But, you know, let's do it.
Like I think a place you really like will be like Portofino Mountain. It's really cool because like it's full of trails, and like it's full of like bunkers, like World War II bunkers, where you can just like chill out. You can just like go there, and like it's nice because they're so fresh. I'm boiling here. I feel really.
I think
Hot,
this is one of the
sweaty.
coolest places that we can be at right now.
No, if we go underneath, it's like underground. It's a bit more isolated.
Where?
If we go down, but
Inside the building?
Mm-hmm.
But we have a little breeze here. We're not going to have a breeze in there. It's going to be more stale.
Yeah, I guess.
We have all the trees around us. I think it's pretty nice here.
You have to find the comfort to find it nice. Because if you just like think about the heat that you're experiencing, dude, and it's like.
So, but why are you thinking about the heat you're experiencing? Because that's going to be everywhere.
Yeah, but like I mean, look, there's basically no wind. I don't know.
What
I don't know if it's
Am
something.
I
don't know if
blocking
it's
all the wind from you? There's
No.
wind coming from here.
No, I don't know if like it's. Yeah, I guess it's mind over matter, you know.
Well, here's what I worry. It's hot and the day is getting hotter, but I think this is one of the coolest places we can go in.
Like in the city, yeah, I guess. But like in La Vicoli, it's very damp and very fresh. But I don't want to be like walking around in a fucking Vicoli. Yeah.
Vicoli? What is that?
It's like these narrow alleyways, like all around us, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all of the city center. Like if you say I'm going in Vicoli, you're saying you're going in the city center. But like this, the ancient, I don't know how to say it. Yeah. Can I have some, please?
Yeah, of course.
Thanks.
But the other side of being able to capture something is, I don't know, like sort of this melancholy, like acceptance of the fact that you can't capture shit, you know? There is no way of expressing something. There is no way of getting it across. You have to accept that. But I think once you accept that, life gets a little bit brighter. But then I get pulled back into, then I want to capture it. You know what I mean? But I don't know.
Capture it, I think, is very fitting, because it's like seeing a wild animal and like trying to put it in a cage, and it just transforms it in what it is, in not what it is feeling, what it is thinking, how it's moving, how it's like living, you know?
Yeah.
Capturing a moment is like that. It's confining it.
And then we put it in a zoo, and then we're like,
Yeah.
this is what it is. And it's close. It's something close, but it's also something made to be something else. That's a problem with a lot of art. You have to market it, but then it gets geared toward,
Exactly.
like if you want to like make a living off of it, like you have to market it, but then it gets geared toward other people and not towards the expression itself.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it can be done. Maybe you can write a story. Maybe stories can be written that convey it.
I'm feeling
Hmm.
like I should cut it and lay on the ground.
What ground? On the dirt?